probably a dozen people living in gardens like that. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Please show. What's up, dude?
Hi guys, thanks for joining me for this video today. My name is Leanne and I'm in the garden again. Welcome to my channel. I have got a basket full of seeds that need to go in the garden, and I wanted to wait to reveal to you this amazing new thing that happened to my garden over the weekend. It grew 8 feet tall. Maybe even a little taller than 8 feet tall. We got the arches up. So excited! And also, the T-posts for my tomato plants are up. Tomatoes are gonna go in the ground in a couple of days. Probably tomorrow, if I have time. Maybe the next day. And I have 5 extra T-posts next to the greenhouse. And I decided that the tomatoes that I put in these beds, I'm not going to use T-posts to trellis them up. I'm going to use twine, and I'm going to hook it to the privacy fence. Look at these. Okay, so you guys will see, if you watched my previous videos in the week, that these were experiencing some sun scald, and I am pleased to report to you that they are no longer experiencing any sun scald. This one got knocked over. Still doing pretty good. But they all look really great. Putting on new growth. This is their second day. They were outside all day yesterday, and this is their second day that they're going to be out all day. So you can see it's a little windy, and they're holding each other up. They're doing really well. I'm really pleased. They recovered from the sun scald really quickly. I really love having these cattle panels up because I have a lot of options of where to set my camera up to record some content. Okay, this bed right in front of me is going to have my peppers in it, and I have not decided what I'm going to companion plant with them. So these two, I'll show you them in a second. I'm not planting these out right now, but I am planting my loofahs, my cucumber seeds, some extra radishes and greens. I think I might have some time left in the season before it gets really, really hot for lettuces to grow and give me a harvest or two before it gets too hot for them and they get bitter and gross. And I've got a couple of varieties of greens that I can grow that will be able to tolerate the heat a little bit more. I have an amaranth, which is a type of amaranth that's good for a spinach substitute, and I have a Malabar spinach or Malabar spinach seeds. So I'm going to plant all those out right now, and I'm going to record it with my phone so that I remember where everything is. I have given up on putting markers in places just because I know they're going to get moved by little ones. Okay, this first bed, I'm going to number these all, but it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, I have 4 varieties of cucumbers. From Haas Tools, lemon cucumber. This from the My Gardener, Armenian Yardlong. This is from Wyatt Coral Seeds. It's a North Carolina seed company. I got it from a local feed store type of a place, hardware store. And this is a Chicago pickling cucumber. I'm gonna plant these out right now. Okay. So I'm gonna put cucumber plants in the gaps of these lettuces And when these lettuces are done growing, I'm just gonna cut them at the base of the plant. I'm not gonna rip them up, so I'm not gonna disturb the roots of the cucumbers. And so I want mostly the pickling cucumbers. So I think I'm gonna put 4 in this bed and 4 in this bed. And then the other one that I have that I'm gonna put cucumbers in, I'm only gonna put 2 of each of these, the special varieties. All right, let's just use a stick here. I've been doing a lot of research on companion planting, what is good to plant with cucumbers. And they say radishes are really good to plant with cucumbers. And I was kind of scratching my head about it because radishes are cold weather crops and cucumbers grow mostly in the summertime. I'm putting 2 seeds in each hole, just so you are aware, just in case the germination rate's not that great. Soil's really damp. Let's put one over here. Another hole over here. I do have these beds mulched. I'm going to keep the mulch away from the where I planted these seeds until they germinate, so that they do not get, or they don't have a hard time getting up through the mulch. Okay, so this first bed got this pickling cucumber from Wyatt Corals. Guys, down a little ways to see what I'm working on. BT Dubs, I really like my new tripod. Okay. We already planted those ones. Here, let me show you what we're planting in this bed. We are gonna plant these in this bed. Okay. We're gonna take this little stake here and we're gonna make a hole in the dirt. Make a hole right here. Another hole. Here, let's try not to disturb these. I'll put this one on this side.
Chuck some seeds.
Yes, sir. Bob. Okay, dude. Oh, no. Okay. Can you say Armenian yard long?
Yes, Armenian yard.
I'm putting them in here. Now we gotta cover them up.
And the texture. And there's a texture.
Hold on, baby. We're done with the pickles. Now we're gonna move on to something else. By pickles, I mean cucumbers. Y'all know what I mean. All right, we are going to plant beans in these rows with the potatoes. I heard that they're good to plant with potatoes. So it'd be an experiment. I'm not really entirely sure because of the potatoes are gonna take up a lot of space in here and they'll probably be ready to dig up before these beans are ready to harvest. So I'll just have to be really careful. We'll see though. I have a lot of seeds for beans. So it'll be okay if some of them don't work. Okay, you guys, this is going to take a millennia if I show you exactly where I plant everything. So instead, I'm gonna get it all planted out and then show you after the fact. All right, we just had a fire ant emergency with one of the little ones, so I had to stop. I'm gonna show you what I have planted out already, what I direct sowed just now, and what I am still going to direct sow, but I'm not gonna do right now because I wanna wait until I get my tomatoes in, because where they're gonna be planted, it's gonna be near the tomatoes, and I don't want to disturb the soil again once those seeds are already there, and I don't have time to put the tomatoes in right now, and I think they still need a little bit more time to get used to the sunshine. Okay, let me show you. I only got one loofah planted here so far, but I'm putting a loofah right here and right here, and then there's going to be noodle beans, Chinese noodle beans growing along there, and then parsley on the ends of this bed. I'm pretty sure I just said parsley. Or some herb is gonna go on the ends of this bed. And over here with the potatoes, I'm gonna grow Chinese noodle beans on this side and a different kind of pole bean on this side. I'm thinking the rattlesnake pole beans. And then the rattlesnake pole beans are gonna go in that potato bed too, to go up the trellis there. So these two trellises, this one and that one, are gonna be shared with the cucumbers and the beans. This one is just gonna be Chinese noodle beans. And this one is just gonna be loofah gourds. And then back here, I think I'm going to pick a melon. Maybe 1 or 2 different types of melon to put in there. I couldn't find if it was definitively bad to put cucurbits with nightshades, because I'm planning on planting peppers in here. Peppers are nightshades. And I think cantaloupes are cucurbits, so I'm not sure if it's okay to do that. But I'm gonna try, see if it works. I think I have enough space to do 4. I'm gonna pick the melon that I have that's the smallest one. I think I actually have a sugar baby watermelon that I'm gonna put there, because that's probably the smallest melon variety that I have. Okay, so the beans actually need to soak for a day, so I'm gonna do that today and then plant them out tomorrow. I'm gonna finish planting the loofah gourds out, and then I need to refer to my notes before I plant anything else, because I know I put it all in my notes. I'm just kind of forgetting. I haven't memorized it all. So over here, let me show you what I planted over here too. This bed is all done getting the extra stuff planted in it. So in the gaps, here, let me get my shadow out of the way. In the gaps, Jack and I planted radishes and then a green lettuce that we're just gonna let grow really densely and pick as baby greens. Same, and these 2 boxes are the same. And so far, that bed over there, I would do the same, but the stuff in it is already so big that there's not really a whole lot of room to plant radishes and greens, so I'm just gonna leave that full of what it's got. Okay. Over here, Jack helped me sow my amaranth in this pot. What's already in here is some aster starts. So, that's good. Also, sad news. What? My blueberry is like toasted. I need to do something. I don't know what's wrong with it. May have been the cold. Hey, Baba, can you not do that, please? Hey, you want to help me show them where we planted the basil seeds? You helped me plant some basil seeds over here. Come here. We did the lettuce leaf basil all around the edge of this bed, and then along the edge of that bed too. It'll be interesting to see if it comes up, because the lettuce leaf basil got rained on and was like pretty soaked. So and I let it dry out again on a paper towel, and it was kind of stuck to the paper towel, so we'll see. I'm not sure if that's gonna grow. Sorry, I just realized I have my sunglasses on. You can't see my eyes. So that's where we direct sowed everything. Again, I know I said this in another video, but I sowed lemon queen sunflowers and my zinnia mix in these 4 half circle beds on the ends of these. I just think that's such a cute touch. All right. That's the plan, you guys. I think I might put some melons in the edge of this bed too and see if the loofah tolerates sharing a trellis. I know the loofahs take up a bunch of space, and I'm kind of curious to see if the loofah will grow all the way from this trellis to the other ones. It'll be pretty cool to see. I'm just gonna let it happen if it does. But I think I might try to get a melon out of this bed too. I know I've said this in a previous video as well, but that space back there behind the fence, I think I'm gonna try to grow some sort of melon. I've got a couple extra T-posts and welded wire. I think I'm gonna fence off that area. There's a couple of neighborhood dogs that like to run around back there that I just don't want to have an encounter with them while I'm back there. Okay. This spot is where my indeterminate tomato plants are gonna go, okay? The rows, as you can see, there's like a good middle row in between. The tomatoes are gonna be planted in between the T-posts. So I'm gonna put like 1, 2, 3 that way, not this way. And my hope is to plant sunflowers in between this row, because that's not really something that I need to tend to so much. So it's kind of odd the way I spaced it out. I could have these T-posts more like 1.5 feet from each other, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to make sure there would be a good airflow in between the rows of tomato plants. And I don't want to walk in between there because of spider webs. And I know I've got the arches. I'm going to be walking in between spider webs, through spider webs in the arches, but I feel like it'll be easier to get those out of the way than in this space. So that's my plan. Right now, the only thing that I put in here to grow is onions and radishes, and the radishes and the seed tape did not do well. These onions aren't doing so hot as far as I could tell. I feel like they should be bigger by now. Anywho's, the reason I don't want to sow the sunflower seeds right now is because when I plant the tomatoes, I'm going to be digging away the dirt to plant the tomatoes really deep. And I don't want to disturb the seeds that I've already put in the ground. That is the plan. I'm sticking to it. I've really had to overcome the analysis paralysis in the garden. I feel like there's so many things that you could do, so many things that you could do wrong, and I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right so that I don't waste anything. I'm learning to give myself some grace and not stress out about it, and to let this be as fun as possible. So we just sowed seeds. Oh, before I forget, I gotta put another loofah seed in here, because that's the last thing that I'm planting out before we leave the garden for the morning. I'm gonna get some lunch for the boys and I. And where did I put it? It was in my pocket. All crumbled now. Gonna go plant one more of these seeds and then make some lunch. That's what a loofah seed looks like. Put it right there. I'm gonna use a stick to cover it up because there's ants everywhere over here. See them? Oh, they're so nasty. It's because of the cardboard. Nasty, nasty guys. I thought maybe the diatomaceous earth would work, but I need to move the cardboard and give them a good dose of DE. Okay, so obviously I do not want to put gas in my raised beds and torch the fire ant hills, though I've heard that's the best way to do it because it actually kills them and prevents them from just picking up and moving to another spot. I don't want to use poison for them because I don't want to poison my garden beds. So they really picked the perfect spot to be. So what I'm going to do is every time I come out here, I'm just going to mess with them. I'm going to like stick a shovel in there or something and just mess with the fire ant hill. and hope that that irritates them enough to just leave the garden, because I don't want them here. I want to enjoy being in the garden. I don't want to be anxious the whole time that I'm going to be getting eaten by fire ants. All right, you guys, I want to show you the tomatoes one more time because they're just so beautiful, and then I will say goodbye. They're going to be planted in their final destination this week. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. So exciting. So big. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to be kept in the loop with all my gardening adventures, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. And I am also on Instagram if you're interested. I post pictures of the garden. I'm gonna try to be better about posting more pictures of the garden just for my own benefit, so I can look back and see how pretty it was. And it's a little faster than watching old videos. If you guys need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening.